Hello, my name is Oriana Bretschger. I'm the co-founder at Aquacycl, and welcome to Wastewater Wednesday. So today we're going to talk about the cost of inaction. And this can be severe depending on your business and what you plan to do with your business growth in the future. So the cost of inaction, as we contextualize it, is really in the wastewater side. Wastewater is not something people like to think about. It's usually an afterthought whenever you're building a facility, and sometimes it can just pop up to be an excruciating problem if it's not something that you've considered even after you've been operating for a few years. The reason being, if you're an industrial discharger sending into a municipal collection system, and the municipal collection system is overburdened by other residents or multiple industries in the area, they have to distribute those costs back to their clients. And largely the industrial clients bear a significant amount of the burden because you're discharging a significant amount of the pollution. And so you can see rate hikes that are extraordinary. It's very typical in the United States to see 8% year-over-year increases in sewering. However, we're starting to see 30% increases year-over-year, especially in water-stressed areas. And that can really hit hard to your business. That's a big sticker shock. So what do you do about it? Well, first off, you need to understand what you're discharging and why it's so problematic to the city. But then also consider investing in an on-site pretreatment system so that what you do send to the city falls within the lower levels and you don't get hit with those penalties. Now, of course, there is an investment to that, but there are ways where you can minimize your physical footprint and your overall cost in doing wastewater management on site by working with a company like Aquacycl, who will help you identify the areas in your production where you can isolate some of these problematic streams and give you a very cost-efficient and very simple and robust solution for industrial processing. Now, we're focusing a lot on industry because in the United States, in Canada, and in Europe, anywhere between 40 and 70% of water withdrawals are associated with industrial processes. 70% in Canada, 42% in Europe, 44% in the United States. That's a lot of water. And because that's the withdrawal, that's also the discharge. And so increasing problem year over year in terms of how do you manage this wastewater? And if you are in a water stressed area, can you utilize this wastewater as a resource and offset your water budget? And specifically on-site treatment helps you do that. So the cost of inaction can be huge. And in order to mitigate these very surprising sticker shocks that can arise from either your environmental services hauling company increasing rates or your city sewer increasing rates, it's investing in on-site treatment, which can help you control your costs and gives you overall benefit for growth in the future. Now, I touched on hauling a little bit. One of the things to keep in mind, because that is always an option for wastewater management, and usually the first thing people turn to if there is a huge rate hike to the city sewer. Hauling costs can certainly be a good interim solution, but if you are an operator working in say Europe, those areas which are accepting wastewater for incineration are becoming increasingly less available. So where you were sending your wastewater may no longer accept your wastewater, and fewer facilities are expanding because there's now new regulation to minimize the incineration and minimize the hauling of wastewater in total from an emissions perspective. So now it's really important to start thinking ahead, making sure you don't get caught with some really surprise surcharges or, worst case scenario, a stop production. So start thinking now about how you can do industrial pretreatment, working with a company like Aquacycl to help you minimize your cost and your risk going forward.